Y'all, welcome to Cocktail Hour. I am Meg.
And I'm Nikki.
Now, today's Mentorship with Mickey is all about the gear we use to shoot weddings, engagement sessions, all that good stuff. And this will just be the digital version, but stay tuned in the future because we have some film gear as well that we'll talk about.
Okay, we're rolling into our main camera bodies. So we do have relatively the same. I have two Canon R6, and I believe you have the Mark IIs that you use for your mains. And then, yeah.
Do you ever have like a third? What's your backup?
My 5D Mark IV.
Yeah, same. And honestly, I don't really ever bring it, but I've started to now think I should because one of my cameras was having like that battery issue. But yeah.
When you say you don't bring it, you mean you don't pack it in your Pelican? Okay.
No, just because I'm like, well, if one camera body goes down.
Yeah, you have another.
I have another, and I'll just shoot my 28 to 70, like, and I have a pretty good wide range. I feel like I bring more lenses than I do camera bodies. Because for me, I go, well, again, I really only need one camera body. I don't need to have two on a holster. But like Nikki said, I have two R6 Mark IIs, and I keep them both on my hips the entire day, which I don't need to do.
I started doing that too because I bought the spider holster off of Meg. So I know we're talking like accessories. So the holsters, we each have a spider holster.
Game changer.
Which is a game changer. I recently saw a lot of people talking on the socials about, is a spider worth it? Or do you use a spider? Do you use a harness? A spider holster literally changes everything for me. I hate a harness. I hate the way it makes my back feel. I hate the way my cameras dangle and just don't feel secure. The spider holster makes my cameras feel very secure. You can lock them in. I can bend down. I can sit down. I can do a lot with that on, and it just makes me feel really good. It also snatches the waist a little. It takes the pressure off the back. Like you're carrying it all on your hips.
30-somethings, back and shoulders.
Yeah.
I feel like they're the first thing to go.
Yep.
Our hips, we're meant for birth. Well, I shouldn't say we're meant for birthing. People are going to flip out. But we have nice hips and they can handle a little weight. So you know what? That's where I'm going to put the weight for now.
More power to us.
More power to us. Secondary camera. Well, I guess we talked about that. 5D Mark IV. Yeah. Let's talk about that really quick. I think if you're getting into photography, go with just get an R6 or whatever the equivalent Nikon, Sony. A mirrorless camera. I love, though, a 5D Mark IV coloring.
Yeah, it's so different.
It's so different. And if I could shoot that all the time and feel very, very confident in the focusing ability, I would only shoot.
It's just not up to par.
No, but I'd buy 7 of them and I would just have them at all times. But I think I still like to bring it out during detail photos and during like tablescapes and stuff because it's so soft and creamy and I love the colors. But if you have a couple walking down toward you, after their first kiss, I could not imagine, because my very first camera was Sony mirrorless. I couldn't imagine how clenched photographers' buttholes were hoping that they were getting the focus of these images. Just terrifying. But on these mirrorless cameras, being able to see that literally your camera's tracking their eyeball or their face, game changer.
Agreed.
So lenses. I have more lenses than I have
bodies.
Fucking camera bodies. But what are you shooting on right now?
So on what I have on my body for a wedding day and even engagement sessions now, which might sound crazy, but I've really enjoyed the 70 to 200 on one hip and the 28 to 70 on the other.
Yeah.
I love a zoom lens. I know a lot of people don't love a zoom lens. I love a zoom lens. I think it just I don't know. For me, it just works. I really enjoy just having the versatility and the ease of the movement and being able to not necessarily have to move my subject or move myself, but still being able to capture different shots. And so those are the two that I carry on my body. For a wedding day, I bring my whole camera bag with literally everything in it. Everything that you can think of. And so that includes my like I said, my 70 to 200, my 20 to 70, an 85 millimeter, a 35 millimeter, and a 50 millimeter. And do I ever use those 3 or pull them out of the bag? No. But
nice to have the backups.
Is it peace of mind to know that they're there along with, you know, my extra camera body that I also never pull out of my bag? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Do I also have like 3 flashes that I also don't pull out of my bag? 100%.
Yeah.
So
when people give me shit online, like I'll post a video of here's what I'm packing for a wedding day, and people comment like excessive. And I go, shut the fuck up, because
nobody's asking you.
No one's asking, but also like if you're charging so much money for a wedding and you show up and you don't have backups on backups just in case, I would rather pack my entire kit than run into a situation where I'm looking 100%. At myself going, oh shit, I don't have XYZ.
I ran into a wedding day once, and thank God for my second shooter, Swing Pines Ross. He was second shooting for me or maybe he was doing video. I don't remember. Maybe he was doing video that day, but we shoot the same gear. Mm-hmm. I was confined to the tightest room with the biggest group of people. Yeah, because the weather outside was bad.
Were you like, I need a 24?
He had like a 16
nice.
Or something crazy wide. And he let me use it. And I thought to myself, if I didn't have him in this right now, I'd be crying. Yep. And we'd all be sitting, I don't know, in the freaking downstairs somewhere trying to make it work.
Yeah.
So I just would rather be over-prepared than under-prepared. Why would you ever want to go into a job or into work feeling under-prepared in any way, shape, or form? I just think that's insane and diabolical, especially when people are paying a lot of money for a luxury service.
Yeah.
So,
and we're not saying you have to shoot on all of these things. No. You don't have to have the highest end gear. Because even for Canon, we have R6s. You could get R5s for a couple grand more. So even Nikki and I don't have like the most expensive thing. But I think it's really important that you do have some backups, that you're not fucking with chance. And you can shoot on one camera body, but you need to have a backup. If you are shooting weddings, you cannot go to a wedding with just one camera and hope for the best. I'm even gonna say if you're second shooting, you should still have a backup camera. Again, it doesn't have to be identical to your lead camera or the camera that you're using. You can have an older camera, but something where you can take the photos. And I'm gonna take that even further. Well, we'll talk about flashes later, but I still think you should have more than one flash. Yeah.
Multiple items for each item that you have, just so that you can ensure that you have a backup somewhere if needed.
And that's why photography, it gets expensive to start up and start shooting weddings, because it's not just in investing in a camera. It's like, no, multiple cameras, multiple lenses, multiple flashes, and whatever.
And then you get into the rest of it.
But for me, lenses, kind of like you, I have so many lenses. Do I shoot on all of them all the time? No, not necessarily. I have been playing a lot more with my EF lenses, with my 35, my 50, 85, all that stuff. I will say what I'm finding though, they are not as fast as the RF lenses.
Right.
So I was shooting in like a really dark environment where the flash had to be popping off, and the EF lens was having a hard time
keeping
up versus I was sitting there like, oh my God, I have never had this problem before. And then I really was looking at the lens, and it was like, moving kind of slowly back and forth, trying to capture focus in between the flashes, versus my 28 to 70 is pretty quick. Yeah. Like she's good.
Can I give you a quick example on why having two camera bodies strapped to your body is so helpful and useful?
Absolutely.
I was shooting a wedding 2 weekends ago. We were outside. Thank God this did not happen during ceremony or anything. We were outside shooting just couples portraits during sunset. There was a little sign in front that had their name or something, and they wanted, a picture in front of it. Yeah. Something just cutesy. My camera, had my 24 to 70, and my camera, I was clicking the shutter and nothing was happening until about 2 seconds after I clicked the shutter, then the picture would take.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping my cool, calm composure. I'm like, okay, I tried it a few more times. Not working. Yeah. So I switched camera bodies and obviously get the shot. I had to back the fuck up because I'm on a 70 to 200. So I'm backed way the fuck up. I get inside and look at my camera. somehow my camera had changed to the 2-second delay shooting mode.
Gotcha.
I thought my camera was broken.
Yeah.
Thank God it was just switched to a 2-second delay shooting mode.
Yeah.
Had I not had a backup camera, though, I would have fully been convinced for at least 20 minutes until I could figure it out that my camera was broken.
Yeah.
And my couple, I would have just had to been like, okay, just go enjoy. Like, we're done with photos now.
Yeah.
Imagine if that had happened during ceremony. Imagine if that was happening during the first kiss.
Yeah. And you can't like pause. You can't be like,
nope.
Wait. My camera's not working as I expected it to. I need to figure this out quick. You have to just keep going.
Yep.
That's scary.
Yep.
Scary.
So just a good example as to why that is helpful to have two cameras strapped to you at all times.
Yeah, agreed. And I will say with our lenses, I like to start the day, like if I had to pick, I'm starting the day on a wider lens, whether that be the 28-70 or the 35. I'm starting the day at a wider lens, getting details, getting, portraits, all that good stuff. I have been liking more portraits on the 70-200. I did that at my last wedding too. I feel like kind of that background getting crushed a little bit more in that bokeh. It looks really, really nice. Yep. But then ceremony, the 70-200 really does come in clutch. If you're out there and you're like, should I get a lens like that? Or if you're on Sony, I think they have the 135. It is very nice for ceremonies. So you don't have to be up in their literal
grill. Yeah.
And you can still get nice tight shots. Yeah. You're not standing in front of guests, things like that, which I think is worth the money.
I agree.
Yeah. And it gives you a variety of different looking shots, which I think is
totally
helpful.
Worth it.
So, also one thing I'll say is if you're, maybe I'm giving too much, but like room detail shots, getting wides and getting tights is not always great if you're on a 35. Yeah. It can be a nice vibe if you have the 70-200, you're standing way back and you're getting nice tight shots of like the bouquets on or like the flower arrangements on the tables and stuff like that. That all can look nice. And again, having the different focal lengths, it just kind of brings the gallery together. So, flashes.
Yeah, I have 2 Godox V1s that I use religiously.
Same. I have, God, is it like the A600 or B600 or something? Essentially, it's like the one that you can hold up. It's like the external. I've tried, and
Can you just get a hot shoe though for your trigger?
Yeah,
for
so
your V1?
You could 100%. I think the A something is more powerful. I think I've not done any research. I'm very easily influenced by people's videos on Instagram where they go, internet. Yeah, where they go, this is what I do for off-camera flash, and I go, oh well, clearly I need that flash. So I have that. I've tried it a few times, and I have enjoyed it. However, holding my camera, especially with a 28-70. In one hand and then holding a flash up above my head in another is not as easy as one might think. Having Adam there to be an assistant to hold the flash, different. That's been great. But that can't always happen. And if I have Adam there, it's probably to shoot some sort of video. He can't be my little lackey holding a flash above my head. But I do understand, like for some of these high-end luxury photographers, they're doing a lot of off-camera work or camera flash work, and they're having assistants hold them in certain ways and getting creative, which I love. But I think that if you are wondering, like, what should I have in my kit? I'm kind of starting Godox, great. V1.
Yep. Great.
Does well. All that good stuff. SD cards. I'm passionate about this.
I know.
I'm passionate. I love as many SD cards as I possibly can handle, but I like the 128, the SanDisk 128,
190 MBs,
200 MBs.
Really?
I think it's either 170 or 200.
I have a couple 190s.
190s, fair. I like the 200. They end up, you can get them on Amazon on sale sometimes for like $19 a piece, but those are my favorite ones. I don't like using a 64, and I don't like using whatever ones has the gold sticker on the front.
What's
need the black
difference?
Sticker. I think the gold sticker is lesser MBs, megabytes, I think. Like they write at a different speed, or they're like a lower level.
Different too, though.
There's a difference.
I'm gonna Google it.
There's a difference between the ones with the gold sticker and the black sticker. I'm not sure what it is, but I just prefer the black sticker. I've always been using them, and I've never had an issue with them.
What's the brand called?
SanDisk. Yeah. I've never had an issue with them. So those are always the ones. I'm sure people out there, they're like, you're using cheap ones. I feel like they're kind of middle of the road. There are ones that are much more expensive, but usually SD cards get more expensive the quicker the write speed and the larger the gigabytes or terabytes that you can fit on them. But I do feel like for a wedding day, I put 128s in each of my cameras, and very rarely will I fill that up. At least on the Canon R6 Mark II, that ends up being a little over, I think it's like 4,500 photos on each camera.
So the gold indicates that it is designed for more basic or everyday use, whereas the black cards are indicated and are more suitable for like higher performance, professional, like burst photography, yes. So the black ones are more of a professional ones, and the gold ones are a
like mom is using a camera to capture the ladybugs in her garden.
Best for casual users, smartphones, basic point and shoot cameras, whereas the black ones are best for designed for professionals and advanced users who require like high-speed data transfers and stuff like that. So it does go into like how the images transfer to your computer as well, which is actually really great to know.
Yeah, I've never
I never would have thought of that either.
And I just think SD cards, yes, camera equipment you don't want to like skimp on, but SD cards, don't just get the cheapest ones you can find. It's
Please
not
no.
worth it.
God no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, the what is this? Is this a sale? Oh no, that's a 256 with 280 MBs.
Ooh, what's the price on that?
$60.
Okay.
At BH Photo, you can get a 512 gigabyte with 300 MBs on a black Extreme Pro. Guess for how much?
You said 500 gigabyte?
Yep.
At how much?
300 MBs.
I bet it's like $129. Am I way off?
$129?
Yeah.
$1,399.
500 gigabytes or 500 terabytes?
500 gigabytes. And there's another one that's $1,289.
Is that an SD card or like a CF card?
This is on sale as an SD card.
Let me see.
There's
I'm
a
not
lot.
Saying you're wrong.
There's a lot going on here that's included in it. It's not just like a standard SD card. It doesn't look like, obviously.
I will also say, so Adam and I bought a new piece of equipment.
Oh, it's a 3-pack. I'm sorry.
But
even
still, yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that though, because I was like over $1,000. But it depends on the gear that you have. You'll want to see what's compatible. Adam and I bought a new piece of video equipment, and I popped in the SD cards that I have, because it does take SD cards, not CF cards. And the camera was like, you cannot record on these. So it just, you'll want to really know what you're buying, but try not to skimp out on SD cards. Yeah. And in my opinion, which, by the way, I was listening back to some of our podcast episodes. I say opinion a lot instead of opinion. I apologize. That's probably annoying. In my opinion, don't use them over and over and over again. Don't shoot a wedding, back it up, clear it, shoot another wedding, back it up, clear. Like, have a little bit of time. Yeah.
Give them a little bit of a lifespan to like relax.
Yeah.
They've been working hard.
Yeah. And it's not like I care that much about them having to be retired. I care about using them and then them crashing out while I'm using them.
Agreed.
So, okay, accessories.
What do you got?
Okay. When I go to a wedding day, I'm thinking about my Pelican case. I have a phone mount that I put on the top of my camera. That's a big accessory I probably use all the time. We talked about the spider holster. We both use that.
Love that.
I have the Ray-Ban glasses. I don't really use them much.
Can't find mine.
Okay.
Currently.
See?
The phone mount, I will say I do want to get one because I cannot find my Ray-Ban glasses. If I have my Ray-Ban glasses, I will use them. Yeah. However, to the point that you've made previously, the Ray-Ban glasses, if you're shooting with your camera and you're wearing the glasses, you're basically just shooting the back of the camera the whole time. So you're not actually capturing on video anything but what your eyes are actually seeing.
And it's hard to even see your camera. Like, you don't even really get to see my settings on the back of the camera. So what's the use in seeing the camera? It's
so
just
I would like a phone mount.
Yeah. I'll send you the one that I
holster.
got because I've gotten shitty phone mounts where your phone doesn't even
flops out.
Yeah, but
do you put your phone in your phone mount with your case on? Your phone case. Fit. You have to take your phone case off.
Mine, because it's so thick. Which, by the way, a couple more charms did fall out of my case. I'm about to just take the case off altogether because my favorite charm also fell out of it. So, not very happy. More. Send me a new one. I don't want to pay for another one. What the fuck else am I bringing? We'll talk about film gear another time. We talked about... like accessory wise, I'm really not. Oh, one thing I want to talk about. This does go back to flashes, but someone asked me about this at my last wedding, and to me, it's been a game changer. Get a bounce card for your flash. So if you're in a venue that has real tall ceilings or they're not white and it's really going to be hard to bounce flash, a lot of people have the diffuser on top of their flash, which I also love to use. But the diffuser is great if you're already in a space where the flash is bouncing nicely. If it is not, I have a big white card that I strap to the back of my flash. And so it essentially is acting as if there's a white wall behind me that the bounce or the flash can bounce off of onto my subject. Bless you, buddy. And I think that's really important that everybody has something along those lines in their camera bag because not every venue is going to be perfect. You really need to know how to work your flash so you don't have to shoot direct flash and, you know, because that can get a little harsh even if you have a diffuser on it. So that's one accessory that I have in I literally keep it under my styrofoam in the Pelican case because I need it more than, you know, I wish I did. But yeah, other than that, accessory wise, I feel like that's all. Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we're talking like, well, okay, what are we talking packing gear?
Pelican. That's what I was going to say.
So I have a dupe that I found on Amazon. Couldn't even tell you the brand. I'll try to find it, but it works great. I pack 3 camera bodies, 3 flashes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lenses, all my SD cards, all my batteries.
Oh yeah,
chargers.
Don't fuck with batteries, you guys. Pack more than you need.
Lots.
What
else do I put in there? That's about it. But I had a second photographer recently look at me and be like, "Wow, you bring a lot of stuff to a wedding day, not just gear, like stuff. Like I bring a bag."
Actually, you do. Now that I think about it, you have like a home bag.
I do. And my purse is like that usually too. But for a wedding day, I will bring a change of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I will bring like a little makeup kit. I bring perfume, deodorant, a comb, a brush, gum, mints, snacks, 1 energy drink.
I was gonna say a
water
drinks.
Bottle.
Mm-hmm.
What else is in my handy dandy bag? Headphones. I pack a bag.
Yeah,
like I stay packed.
You stay prepared.
I stay prepared because I am somebody who has such great anxiety of like, well, what if this happens, or what if this happens, or what if this happens, or I want to be ready.
Yeah.
And this girl was like, yeah, I've never seen, she was like, it's great. Like, I'm actually really impressed. Like she second shoots with the same photographer a lot who, you know, does things very differently than me from what I've learned. And she's like, it's great. Like you really come ready.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine rolling up to a wedding day without a backpack like that because I'm there for 10 hours.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the essentials are I'll come with a drink and some Sour Patch Kids just to like get me through. That's my drug of choice on wedding days. But I don't bring other things. But I have started thinking about what if something happened to my outfit? What if I rip my dress on the day of and I don't have a change of clothes? I've started thinking about that, but I haven't actually.
At my most recent wedding, I brought a different dress just in case.
Just in case.
Know. you just never know, especially as women. Like, we could get our period. Like, you just don't know unless you're timing it out perfectly and you're fully prepared. That's another thing. I bring, even if it's not around the time of when I'm going to get my period, I bring a whole kit usually of like, just in case. You never know who around you might need a tampon from the wedding party. Like, I don't know. I just like to stay ready. I like to be ready. I bring Imodium, Lactate, Excedrin, Advil.
I feel like, yes, this is like a professional thing to do, but I also think this stems from a childhood of uncertainty.
100%.
We're like, I just want to be prepared. You're almost,
for sure.
You're prepared for an earthquake at any given time.
Oh, 100%.
You're ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm ready. Go bag.
I'm ready. I have a go bag and I love it. I cannot imagine leaving for a wedding day without it. I would feel incomplete,
just stressed.
Like, I apply deodorant on a wedding day like 3 times. I'm not smelly or sweaty. It's just a thing where I'm like, all right, I got downtime. Let's reapply. Do a little spritz. Put on a little chapstick. Get the day going.
Yeah,
and we're good to go. Pop in a mint. Take a sip of water. Have my tennis shoes. We're good.
I just need everyone to know that Opie is just like presenting me his butt for pats, and
come here.
He like, what is
he's being
doing?
A weirdo.
He stretches in the cutest way.
He's so cute.
But much like Nikki, so for packing gear, I have 2 Pelicans. One I just got for Adam, and I got them both on eBay. I'm not paying full price.
No.
And that's another thing. When I first started, the amount of shmoney I spent on new gear for every little thing. Knock that off. Go, not only you can buy from eBay, go to a reputable seller, make sure you're getting a decent enough deal. I probably could have saved myself like $20,000.
What Pelican case do you have? I just looked eBay Pelican case. I might need to buy me one because my bag is feeling a little too snug.
1510, because it's a carry-on size.
$200.
Yeah, 1510.
Period.
So shout out to anybody who wants a Pelican. The 1510 can be your carry-on on a flight. So that's why I got that one. So if I'm flying out to a wedding, I will pack that for my gear. And then I will just have a backpack as my personal item. And I put again, though, I'm not packing as heavily artillery as Nick, but I will just have like outfit for wedding day, my PJs, and a toiletry bag. That's what I put in my backpack, and then maybe my laptop if I'm feeling fun, if I'm going to be away for a couple days. But yeah, the 1510, I love my Pelican so much. Get it off eBay. They're a lot cheaper because I think new, especially with a styrofoam insert and the zippers on
and
top,
the dividers and everything,
it ends up being like $500-$600, and I just didn't want to spend that.
But this pink one is so cute.
Is it Pelican?
It is.
Is it on
new?
eBay?
No.
Boom.
Look at how cute, though.
I mean, it's cute, but I just wanted a black one that I could put a bunch of stickers on. Sometimes I worry when I'm in airports, a lot of people look at my stickers, especially when I'm standing in line for things. And it makes me nervous sometimes because I have a big red hat with white lettering on it. And I worry that if they don't actually get a chance to read what's on the hat, they're going to be like, oh, this cunt.
Or they'll pat you on the back and keep moving.
That's fair. But it says, made you look, Black Lives Matter. And so sometimes I get a smile.
That's
and
so funny.
Sometimes I get nervous that I am pissing people off. But yeah, I feel like that's all. So to round about, like, if I were new and I were wanting to shoot weddings, I would go by myself, Canon specific. I would go by myself an R6.
Yep.
I would buy myself a V1 flash, Godox.
Yep.
I'd buy myself a handful of SD SanDisk 128s.
Extreme Pro. The like black ones.
Roughly 200 megabyte per second write speed.
Here's one thing I'll say about that. I heard that you should not go under 170.
Fair.
So it's not necessarily a requirement to do the 200. Obviously, if you're shooting as many weddings a year as Meg is, that is a requirement. But if you're newer and just starting out, you don't need to invest in the more expensive one.
Yeah. But it's also, they're only like $20. The ones that I get. But if 200.
You're buying 10 of them or 5 of them, that adds up.
That's true. I feel like $100 though is an adult dollar at this point. So,
which is horribly sad.
And then if you had the money, I would get a 28 to 70 2.0. And actually, you could do the 28. No, I think it's a 24 to 70 2.8.
Yes.
That is going to be a cheaper option.
Yes.
You could rent other lenses.
As you should.
As you
try
should.
them out to see if what you like or what you don't like.
Yeah.
As you should.
But I think you could get by with a 24 to 70 2.8. And you could even get it used and probably get it for like $400 to $500, especially if you get the EF version versus the RF version.
I bought some of my first lenses for like $600, $500.
Oh, that's one more accessory I do bring is my
lens adapter.
Yeah, me too. So you can use RF lenses or EF lenses on the mirrorless cameras, but keep in mind if you do have a DSLR, much like a 5D Mark IV, you cannot use these new RF lenses. Those two compatible are not. So that's about it. If you guys have questions about the kit that we talked about or about the gear that we talked about, absolutely. One of the submissions, I don't even know if I fucking read the submission.
You did not.
I totally did not. But someone did submit and say, we would love a gear update, what you're loving, what's worth the investment, what you wish you didn't get, best way to get behind the scenes and how you handle film, digital, video, BTS and everything. Okay, I feel like that's a whole other episode of handling all of those. But that's at least our digital gear for now. So stay tuned in future mentorship episodes. We'll talk about our film gear and we'll also talk about like how the fuck are we managing to do film, digital, get behind the scenes. Yeah, get content because it's a lot. And I feel like the expectations for wedding photographers are on another level, which is why I feel like the investment is what it is. We are not just there to capture what's happening anymore. That used to be the role, but now there's so much more that goes into it. So we'll talk about how we manage that and
should be crazy.
Things that went well and things that we struggle with. But thank you all so much for sharing your hump day with us. Don't forget to subscribe, review the pod wherever you listen. New full episodes drop every Friday on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and these minis will drop on Wednesdays.
And make sure you follow along with us on Instagram at cocktailhour.podcast and submit your stories, questions, any hot takes, or anything related to these
Oh, you got it.
Mentorship minis. Feel free to submit them in the link in our bio. Everything's anonymous.
We'll see you Friday. Bye.